I'm Mark from Dublin Concerts, and we're here with Conor and David from Otherkin. How's you doing, lads?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Can't complain, I suppose. So you've a few things coming up. EP launch, gigs coming up.
Yeah.
Big gigs.
Yeah, we have a few things in line. We have EP launch in the Grand Social on the 27th. EP is called As a High. A few bands in the bill that we really like. Sagrasso, new band called Pockets, who are amazing at Whelan's ones to watch. Women's Murder Club, good friends of ours, really unique sound. And then Other Creatures, who are a fantastic band as well, who are doing quite well for themselves. And there's DJs on after until 2:30 in the morning, so we're looking forward to getting the EP out there, getting the new video out there, and just having a really good gig and a big party more than anything. Yeah.
Celebration. Celebration.
That sounds like it should be a good day, a good night. And so you're saying there's a video, so that I take it there's going to be a single from the EP.
So yeah, the first single off the EP is called SLN. It's going to be out on the 27th of March, so to coincide with the celebration, I suppose. Yeah, so that's going to be coming out then. I'm just really looking forward to people hearing it, getting a response.
Yeah, we're shooting that on Sunday, this weekend coming, and it's a pretty wacky idea, I suppose, concept for the video. So we hope it comes off the way it is in our heads. So if so, we're hoping for a bit of media coverage of it. We'll see what happens, where we end up.
It's cool. What's the plans for the video, or any? Can you reveal any details of where you're shooting it, or is it going to be all the?
Well, I mean,
surprise.
We're shooting it in our house, so that's not like giving away too much. Yeah, no, we're lucky enough. Myself and our singer Luke live with about 5 of the lads in a stupidly oversized house, so just should be a good, fun day at least, and an experience anyway. Working with this great, cinematographer, I suppose, not just a director. Name's Marian van Meel. Yeah, really looking forward to it. I think he did a video for No Monster Club with it. Basically, I mean, it's a dog in a car, it's talking, like, can't go wrong. So we're going a bit more serious with our direction, but hopefully it doesn't get too out of hand on Sunday. Yeah.
And last time I was talking to you, when we were talking about kind of future music, and you were saying it was kind of going to get heavier than, I suppose, than the stuff maybe you've done before. Has it gotten heavier for this EP, or? Yeah,
I'd say the leading single, SLN, is definitely a very kind of grungy feel. The song we had before we recorded it, I suppose, was a bit lighter, and then we just kind of changed it up a small bit, and it ended up something like a sort of Smashing Pumpkins vibe to it almost. So yeah, like we've working on a few new songs as well, which are definitely, they've pop elements, but the guitars and the percussion are getting a bit more heavier, a bit more groovier.
And is there any particular music you're listening to at the moment that kind of is influencing that as such, or is it just a mishmash of everything?
I suppose, well, for our band as a whole, it's always been a mishmash. I think that was one of our weaknesses at first, was we didn't know what kind of music we were going to make, what we're capable of making. But for me at the moment, I'd probably listen to a lot of, as Conor said, like a lot of old school stuff like Smashing Pumpkins, but I got the new We Are Scientists album there the other day. I sort of know in the back of my mind that it's kind of shit, but I love it. It's not innovative, it's not breaking any new ground, but there's a few nice tracks on there. I don't know, Conor, what do you listen to at the minute?
Honestly, yeah, definitely a mixed match of things, like Curtis Mayfield, Bleached, Cloud Nothings, a lot of Smashing Pumpkins, a lot of Nirvana, and then like a sort of like soft electronic stuff. Like, yeah, definitely a big mixed match. So I suppose it's just with the whole band, like we all have very different tastes, and it's kind of very noticeable, but then we try to make a product that everyone's happy with, that we'd like to listen to. So that's what Otherkin's trying to accomplish anyway.
I think where our interests overlap is sort of where the music comes from. But for instance, like the lot of us were at Danny Brown there last week, and that's probably not going to make an appearance in the Otherkin sound for the next couple of years. Anyway, well, at least not before our drummer loses it. But yeah, I suppose we're listening to a lot of music, and
I suppose it can only be good to have a wide variety of tastes and influences, and certainly informs us. So for the gig, I suppose, over Paddy's weekend, what he's hoping to happen, and what he's hoping to achieve out of it, or is it just going to be a springboard for the EP?
Well, we've got 2 gigs over the weekend. So on the 15th, that's a Saturday, we're playing in the Button Factory. Van Music are headlining it. That should be, I mean, to be honest, I think we're like the only sort of indie, well, not indie, but like sort of art rocky band on it. So that should be nice. You know, everyone else is going to be absolutely out of their bin, and we'll be there rocking out. So look forward to that. But
Yeah, it should be good. Like we're doing the Workman's gig as well on the Monday, on Paddy's Day, and that's like, I suppose it is definitely a mixed match again in terms of genres, but the crowd there will be there to see that type of music. Yeah. But on Saturday the 15th, it's going to be, you know, there's two bands who are quite electronic, and then one band that is guitar based will be quite different to us. So it should be interesting to see how the crowd reacts. It's going to be, I love playing Bun Factory, so I hope it's a good show. And there's a lot of people there. Yeah,
it's a great venue. So I suppose looking beyond that then, after you get the EP out, then have you got any plans then for, I suppose, heading out towards into the summer and beyond?
So we're thinking about booking a gig now around late May for our next single. So it won't be on this EP, but we did a bit with Dublin radio station there during the week, so we're about the same time as the single release. We should have a decent version of our next single out, just a nice rough edit. So we're hoping to record that and then have a single release gig sometime in May.
Yeah, I'd say we aim hopefully to have a gig either before or after most people have done their exams, just leading into kind of festival season. We've had this song written just before Wheels Ones to Watch was when we first played it, and it's gotten a good reaction, so we hope to kind of release that then and then use that as a springboard into festival season. Yeah,
it's a rocker.
There was a lot of rockers at the Ones to Watch one, actually. I quite enjoyed that gig. It was really good. And so you certainly seem to be very prolific. How do you manage to find the time to write all these songs and record them and get them out? Like, we seem to be releasing an awful lot of EPs and stuff and singles in the last year or so. Like,
I suppose it came down to, like, at the beginning we were just sitting on our laurels, you know, and not in a negative sense. Like, we were just, you know, we're trying to get everything together and just make sure that the first gig we play, we have a set that we're happy with. You know, we didn't want to go out there from the first gig and sort of just play our way through 15 and a half minutes of music just for the sake of making it up. So I suppose from the get-go, we always had a plan in the back of our mind, and we may not stick to it at all times, but we're busy boys, I suppose. I don't know how we do it, to be honest.
Like, the thing about it is, I think there's 4 perfectionists in the band. And, you know, we're not going to, we keep writing and we keep trying to progress as a band, because we'd love to pursue it professionally. We'd love to make music that we want to listen to and other people can connect with and other people like. So it's a matter of, like, we always feel once you release something, not that it's old, but we've, you know, it's a step that we've taken and we can go on from that point. So we try to keep busy, try to keep the bank balance balanced, I suppose, and spend the money wisely, you know, instead of spend on drink or whatever you be doing as a musician. We spend on recording and just trying to get ourselves out there. So
I suppose you say that, like, you'd love to do it professionally. Do you find it difficult in these kind of times where it's, you know, the way the music is going, it seems everybody seems to want everything for free, and I don't know, there doesn't seem to be as many bands signing. They're sort of doing it themselves, like yous are doing. And
yeah, it's definitely, I mean, you know, it's gone from a market of 1 million to 1 million markets of 1. And I suppose with the kind of music we're making, it wasn't always going to appeal to everyone. I mean, ideally, you know, you start a band, you're like, God, I can't wait for my gran and, you know, all my cousins to hear this and rock out or whatever. Disregard that. But yeah, no. I don't know where I'm going with this one. Connor?
Yeah, no, it is difficult. Like, in the modern, like, there's so many bands, you know, it's everything's free. Like, we have to pay to put our music on Spotify for people to listen to it for free. The value is somebody listening to it and somebody enjoying the band, being a fan, coming to the gigs, hopefully, like, buying merch if we have merch, and supporting us in any way possible. For the moment, you know, it's an internship more than anything. We're just pretty much doing that until we get to the right stage in our career where we could be signed and try and make it. But, like, we don't want to be a hype band. We don't want to have the one song or the one EP or the one album that's like, okay, that was cool, that was a cool trend where, you know, it was like cyber punk or whatever. That's not going to be us. Like, we want to try and have a broad sound that will appeal to radio and that we'll enjoy making as well, you know.
So at the end of the day, like, we just want to make music that we enjoy, you know, and if we enjoy it, then hopefully the people do.
It's important to have fun, you know. If you're not having fun, what's the point in doing it?
If we didn't love it, we wouldn't be in this lovely little music room right now. But yeah, we don't want to be one of those bands, you know, who's got their LP sitting on the shelf at Tower or somewhere else, you know, with 25 blips, only for 500 of them to get sent back to their front door at the end of the year. Like, so, you know,
it's this thing about it, as in, we want to be careful with our music and we want to keep progressing until there is a market there for what they can. Otherwise, we'll just keep doing it until it's right.
So regardless of whether you've got millions of fans, whatever, you'll still always do it for the love of the music. And
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's it, yeah.
That's the only, like, we started out as a band, just, you know, playing with each other in a porch in Toronto one summer, and then it slowly became Otherkin, you know.
Yeah.
So we've only ever done it for having fun, really. That's it.
So do you reckon, I suppose, following on from that in a way, but like, I suppose your EP, singles and all that, could you see yourselves maybe even releasing an album, even if it was just doing it yourselves?
Yeah, I think so. I think for the minute we're just gonna focus on just getting a few, you know, EPs, couple singles out there, just while we can still give music away for ears to pick up on it, and then, you know, spread our name. Then we're gonna do that. But down the line, definitely an album will be something that's on the cards. But although we do like to plan ahead in a sense, you know, and be ready for the next step before we've taken the first, we haven't got a date. It's not in the pipeline, but it's definitely something we'd like to do.
Yeah, we all said we'd like to make it a statement album. We don't want to release something from the pressure of other people saying, oh, you should release an album, you know, you've been around for a while, why don't you do that? We want to be able to present something that we're proud of. So when that product is ready to deliver, it'll be delivered.
Cool. Alright, lads, thanks very much for chatting to us.
Thank you for having
Nice
us.
to have us. No bother at all. Thanks very much.
We came to be what we are. We've just jamming in Johnny's shed and playing just like covers.